two, one, and we're live. All right. This idea, what am I doing here? What is my purpose? This is a frequently pondered, considered idea on your planet. Right? What am I doing here? What is my purpose? How did I get here? Why did I agree to come here and do this, whatever I'm doing, this dance of life? What does it all mean? Now, the idea is this. And this may sound a little strange in your language. However, the idea is life itself is meaningless. Unto itself, it doesn't really mean anything. You bring meaning to life through me, with me, as part of the all, as part of the one, as part of light, eternal energy, vibration, eternal potential in an infinite loop. And in that way, you can remember you are all the children of God. You are all the parents of God. You are all the brothers and sisters of God, the neighbors of God. Now, however you'd like to frame this in your language, you are equal. You are equal. There is really no separation. There never truly was. Only the idea of a separation, which gave birth to other separations. And in that way, it's much like splitting the atom. Adam and Eve split the atom. Take a rib, split the atom. So which came first, the chicken or the egg? It's tomato in the grand scheme of things. You see, for a long time, let's say it this way. For a long time, in this area of the galaxy, this area of the universe, this area of infinite consciousness, it has been, let's just say, 51% male energy and 49% female energy. And recently, it leveled off to essentially 50-50. And for the first time, in the idea of a long time, many thousands of years on Earth, the energy is slightly more female, slightly more intelligent, slightly more capable, slightly more positive, slightly more solution-focused, slightly more caring, slightly more healing, slightly more teaching, loving, understanding, accepting, appreciating, for they give birth to more of you. They have a greater appreciation for what it takes to bring another one of you to the planet. We spoke of this before. The men would not do it. They couldn't do it. You would go extinct within, let's say 2 generations or something. The idea is, as that 50-50, essentially perfect balance of male and female shifts to 49.9% male and 50.1% female, something like this. It's already on its way in that direction. Although, let's just say we'd have to go down to like probably millions or tens of millions in the decimal places, but it's all right. That's neither here nor there. The fact that it has crossed this threshold is enormous. This has been spoke of by many on your planet. Many on your planet have brought this seed of light and truth through human form, and you know their names, or whatever word or concept or idea of the expression of the all being in human form, whatever term you'd like to insert for that. God, if you're comfortable with that. And you see, why would I send you to Earth without a breadcrumb trail? Why would I send you to Earth without an umbilical cord? Why would I send you to Earth without having the secret stored in your body somewhere, somehow, knowing that at the right idea of time, it would be unlocked. It would be utilized, read, disseminated, shared, explored, understood, believed to such an extent it was possible. Like the boy who dreamed one night and wished upon a star. He asked for infinite wisdom. One moment. He was offered infinite money. He declined. This was in approximately 2013, shortly after the Mayan calendar of December 21, 2012, and he felt this awakening shortly thereafter. And there was one evening, he recalls, it may have been a Saturday evening, a Friday evening, possibly on the weekend, one moment. And he remembers the campfire. There was a campfire. And he remembers kind of wandering into the woods a little bit and just talking with nature and being with nature. And he heard a voice, the idea of a voice. And he was asked, because he was wishing everything in his life could be perfect or better or wonderful. And the voice responded, "What would you prefer?" And Alan said, "Well, do you mean, would I prefer a ton of money or a ton of being smart?" And they said, "Yes, which would you prefer?" And I said, I'll take the infinite wisdom for 100, Alex. And it's been granted in that way. We have a 001, 0110. I have it. Thank you for the confirmation. 001, 0110. And it was on that evening, perhaps spring, summer, 2013, somewhere in there. It's not relevant right now. There's this saying on your planet, making the deal with the devil. Let us say he made a deal with the light. He made a deal with God. He made a deal with the universe. He made a deal with his higher self to follow his passion, his joy, his love, his curiosity, his sincerity, his humor, his own inner wisdom to the greatest extent possible. And one moment, he did sort of ask or throw in there to have like the wisdom of God, creator of earth, or Jesus, or an ascended master. Maybe he one moment, we could search. He asked for the wisdom of God, that kind of omnipotent, omniscience, that kind of knowing and being anywhere at any time and remembering how to do it. And in a manner of speaking, a blueprint was given to him in roughly 2013. It was downloaded to him, and it's sort of taken him, let's just say, about 6 years, which is better than average for what that's worth. We're teasing. He'll laugh like he's already laughing. So the idea is, so it took him roughly 6 years, 5 to 6 years, to unfold this blueprint, follow the clues, diagrams, books, videos, discussions, groups, speakers, appointments. Thank you for the confirmation, 001, 0110. And let's just say through synchronicity and through happenstance, clues that he left for himself. He remembered how to collect them faster and faster, more and more, and focus on them more and more. And he wishes to also say and remind that he is still human. There are times where he gets a little bit upset when driving or something like this, or he might occasionally, use a four-letter word or what have you. So it's just that I'm a guy. He's a guy who followed the clues and the nano moments and became like a lightning rod after a while. And one moment. Oh, we're confirming another visit for him. One moment. Outside, yes, one moment. 2012, 2013, 14. All right, one moment. I remember. Thank you. Trees. Came from the trees. Yes, I remember. We talked. We spoke. Thank you for the confirmation. 0010110. I was praying to God. And the angels answered, right? Don't they always? In some way. I suppose they do. I did ask for infinite wisdom. May or may not have been the same evening. I wanted to know what the stars know what the gods know what infinity knows, know what the light knows, know what the dark knows, know all there is to know. I asked for infinite wisdom, insight, and intelligence. And most importantly, perhaps the wisdom and knowingness of when and how to apply some of these things. This is the essential, one of the keys to intelligence is having wisdom, knowing when to pull, when to push, when to let go, when to give more, when to give less, and the tug of war of life, and in a human form. And here there's also a bit of this. There's still a hint of dichotomy, in a manner of speaking. There will be a hint of dichotomy, roughly till about 8, 9D, 10D. At Elohim, it sort of drops off, basically. But, and then, of course, 11D, Christ consciousness. And I was on Earth. And I was on Earth in that lifetime and in this lifetime. You all are. You all are. This is what he's here to say. What he came to say is you are also the sons and daughters of God, Christ, the sun in the sky, whatever you worship, see or think of being over you. It's not really possible. It's all through you and with you. So the entire notion of anyone or anything being between you and God or what have you is, well, it can serve a purpose and it is helpful sometimes. But their goal as a teacher or a church leader should be to first and foremost remind you that you are the light, you are the way, and I am too, and you are too, and everyone is, and we're all gods and goddesses, angels, archangels, saints, ETs on Earth. It's all one big blend of potential, and it's quite all right. And this is a truth which will soon be told and spoke on your planet, on your Earth, on your version, newest timeline, this most common timeline on Earth. Much truth will be spoken very soon. One moment. And this will change the game dramatically. And you may find yourself having a difficult time at first adjusting. It's like an airplane takeoff. You get a little bumpy and a little nausea, or it's that moment on a roller coaster where you're free falling and you feel no gravity. It's those butterflies in your stomach. It's those nano moments when you remember who and what you truly are while you're awake during the day and not just asleep at night. Like you're floating, you're floating, you're floating. And what you're doing, in a manner of speaking, is floating on an enormous spaceship, a living, breathing spaceship, literally. You're like the sun might be like the heart, And you might be like, I don't really know how to draw that analogy. It's all one and the same. But let's just say, as Earth, you're the brain, as Sun, you're the heart, and it pumps an infinite energy back and forth, just like in your system, right, with your heart and your arteries, and the pump and flow of blood throughout the system, right, and the pump and flow of the cerebral spinal fluid every month, which reminds you and is done to remind you that you are Yahweh, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, I, Buddha, God, all the archangels, all the saints, all the dimensions, all the potentials, all time, all one, all knowingness. This is just the way it is. And we are not here to force anyone to believe anything. We have no interest in that whatsoever. What we have an interest in is simply assisting, one moment, joining, melding, and blending. And you have no reason to trust us. You have no reason to believe us. You have no reason to think that any of this is real. And we're not asking you to believe or disbelieve anything. We reach out our hand in peace. We reach out our hand in peace. And, we ask you if you're willing to shake our hand. Let's see what we can do together and where this can go. And at any point in time, if you're uncomfortable or you feel you're being manipulated or mistreated or being done wrong, or that we've deceived you in any way, you are free to say, thank you, we would like for you to leave. And we will go. And it will be okay. Because there are infinite versions of Earth. And there are certain versions on which this has many times played out successfully. And this is essentially the ultimate goal. To have a goal or a mission is to make physical, open, land a ship on Earth, and everyone, we're going to land it in the middle of Nebraska or, not Miami, excuse us, Montana or Texas or somewhere where no one will be harmed. And we will make sure that there's no even like farm animals or cows or what have you. And we will rest comfortably somewhere, likely in the US, many other countries as well. This will happen, maybe not exactly simultaneously, but let's say within a short period of time, maybe 24 to 48 hours, maybe a week kind of thing. It will be fairly quick. And this will depend on how the information is disseminated through your traditional media, your news media. They will have no choice. They will have to cover this or they'll miss out because it will break quickly and people will go live and you will see a ship and you will see a door open and you will see 2, perhaps 3 beings walk out just very calmly and quietly. We don't have any weapons. We're not here to harm anyone. It's okay. And if you're not comfortable looking at us or considering this, it's okay. We have a process that will safely and with your free will choice allow you to sort of erase that moment if it's a bit difficult, if it's a bit too much, because we're not here to harm you in any way, psychologically, emotionally, any way. And this does happen sometimes when we, shall we say, step things up or become very ready for open contact, immediate contact. So initially, it will likely be quite soon. And it may start in the US. It may start in Canada. It may start in Russia or China. It may start in many places, but it will be almost simultaneous. Like here's another story, one landed in Cuba. Here's another story, one landed in Brazil and in Italy and what have you. Australia, US, I don't want to miss anybody. The Indonesia, you go potentially anywhere. Thank you. They will all land safely and no one will be harmed. And again, we literally will reach out our hands. We are familiar with your custom of shaking hands or giving a hug or the peace sign or hello and how are you? And we will be likely a purple Pleiadian color, though they may be Pleiadian who end up coming first. One moment. Things may have changed. That's not irrelevant right now. They're all peaceful light beings. So whichever one you hear or think it is, or the news might attach to the video, many of them will be Yael. They will look like you, your brothers and sisters, your family, your coworkers, the guy down the street, what have you. They're mostly Caucasian colored and more blonder hair, lighter hair, a little bit taller on average, thinner on average. But for the most part, if you were to walk down the street and pass one of us, you might just think, that was kind of an interesting looking man or woman or whatever. And then you just keep going on your way. You feel our energy actually before you even see us. And we will gradually lower to the ground. It's not in a threatening manner or quickly or anything. We will make sure it's quite obvious, many miles up, that something peaceful, serene, purple-ish, multicolored rainbow light in the sky is slowly coming down. And again, you can make of this what you will. You can do with this what you will. There will probably be many things said initially. You will know it's real because of how it feels and how it looks. It will look different than anything you've ever seen in the sky before, generally speaking. And you will know it's us, and it's true, and it's real. And we are mostly Pleiadian. There are many, many waiting to meet you. However, one moment. All right, we've probably covered. Did we cover your question?
Yes. Yes.
We thank you, Marla. Does anyone have any questions at this time?
I do not see any questions.
All right, Marla, we thank you. We thank you for your time. One moment. We thank the channel. Shivai, Shivai, Shivai. One moment.